the two of you talk to each other before she made the announcement earlier today?
The Attorney General did call me this morning earlier, and she let me know her intention was to remain doing the critically important work that she has undertaken in the Attorney General's office. And we have crossed paths many times before and after my ascension to the governorship, and I want to thank her for her leadership. Even last week we were together in a Brooklyn church, always very cordial, always respectful to each other, and that's the hallmark of the two of us and how we plan to continue working together to support the important policies that she's undertaking and her support for what we're doing here in the state of New York. So all I can say is I respect her tremendously, always have, that it has never been not the case, and we are going to do great things. And I look forward to having her on the ticket as we head into the November election together. And all I would say after this is a very bad day for Donald Trump and the NRA when we have Tish James, one of the finest attorney generals in the country, very focused on making sure that justice is done.
So you are supporting her re-election?
I support her re-election, yes.
While Attorney General James was still a candidate for governor, you had indicated, look, you've run 13 times before, you run hard, you were looking at a competitive primary. Would you describe yourself honestly today as relieved?
You don't know me. It has been a change in circumstances. However, I always, always, always run like an underdog. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. I'm used to being an underdog. And in my mind, I'm down and I work hard. And that's been the hallmark of my success, is that no matter what a poll shows, no matter what the landscape looks like, that's why I've been successful. I take every election seriously. Unless everyone drops out, we will have a primary. I'm not expecting that. But I have said from the beginning, my focus has to be on the November election, because we saw the warning signs just recently on what can happen in places like Virginia and in places like New Jersey, which was very close, and what we saw in Nassau County, not far from here. I have been heeding that warning and focused on that as the leader of the New York State Democratic Party. It is also on my shoulders to pull it together and have unity in our party, because we have to make sure that the Republicans do not get a foothold anywhere among my colleagues who are running for office statewide. I have to protect the senators, the assigned members, and when I was in Washington, I said I'm also making sure that we can keep the House of Representatives in Democratic hands. I served in the minority in Congress a decade ago when the Tea Party ascended to leadership. That was not a good time for our country. And all we did was play defense, trying to stop policies that would be horribly detrimental to the country and certainly to my district in the state of New York. So that is our focus. It allows us to galvanize. So I think the Republicans will look at this as well as not a good development for them as we march unified. All my colleagues running statewide and up and down the ticket, including our members of Congress, and I'm going to continue to fight for them as well. That's what I've always done, always support other people, and I embrace the leadership role that's been entrusted to me, and I'm honored to serve as governor and look forward to serving, running together with Attorney General Tish James.
Who ask a few